Time man. So welcome you come in, put your name and one information in the chat that is good practice. And practice the meeting editor. And also, if you are not talking, we ask that you stay muted whenever you are not speaking. Thank you very much. Next slide, please, ma'am. So tonight, Amanda is welcome and introduction. What will you talk about the video? And then we'll play a game. And then we'll have time for a Q&A session at the end. And then we'll talk about the next month and what to expect healing in the long run. Next slide, please, ma'am. So for those of you who may not know who I am, hi, my name is Anna. I am completely familiar, and I am the founder and CEO of a disability awareness social media brand, and I am also training to be a professional advocate and have training in running my platform. So that's a little bit about me. And I'm a 2024 hello. Next slide, please, ma'am. So a little bit of housekeeping rules to keep this training as positive as possible. If you don't understand me, please tell me. I would rather you tell me than pretend to understand. So if you have trouble understanding me, please make me aware of it by either putting it in the chat or unmuting and letting me know. You can also private message me in if you are embarrassed and tell me, which I totally understand that too. If you are a talker and have a lot to say, maybe consider letting other people talk. And although we value your ideas, and most of them, please stay muted when you are not speaking. Next time, please, ma'am. So now it's time for a little bit reaction and discussion about the video. So did everyone or did some of you watch the video?
I did not, Anna. I'm sorry. I didn't know there was one to watch. My bad.
Okay.
I did.
Awesome.
I did.
Awesome.
I watched it too.
Okay, awesome.
And it looked like Shannon also raised her hand.
Okay, okay, I missed that. Thank you for checking that, Leanne. So what was Hannah out to you in? Well, do you guys want me to do a summary of the video we have? Leanne, what do you think?
I think you could go forward with the questions and see if some people have thoughts, and so many people were able to watch it.
Okay, so what was Hannah out to you during the video? You can raise your hand or unmute, whatever you do.
Anna, I don't know if I count as someone, but one of the things that I liked in the video that I thought was a really good idea is if you have a hard time, like I've experienced this in a meeting, like I have something that I want to say, but it's not quite the right time and the presenter hasn't finished, to keep a notebook with you and write down any thoughts and questions you have. So then you don't feel like you're going to miss your opportunity to share it.
Definitely. I can totally relate. In fact, at the hospital I was at today, one of the preventers I was preventing with provided note for. So that was really nice.
To pick it back,
Help me in the chat.
Oh, let me help you in the chat. And then I heard Brent. Oh, Shannon said in the chat, am I unmuted? I need to make sure. Yeah. Shannon said in this chat that she liked, make sure that you're 5 to 10 minutes early so you don't walk in late. And then Cassia, am I saying that right? Is it Cassia or Cassia?
It's Kasha, like Tasha, but with a K.
Oh, Kasha. Is that
Yes.
right? Okay, Kasha
Yes.
said, I liked how it taught me to act in meetings.
Definitely. What were you gonna
can I
say,
say
Brent?
something?
Just a minute. Hang on. Brent, Anna's gonna follow up and then you can ask your question.
Definitely. I know walking in late meetings can sometimes be embarrassing. So definitely arriving early and mentioning. Go ahead, Brett.
My experience, like what Leanne said, was like there's always a time and place for everything. Like if it's something you really want to say, but it's not appropriate, what is appropriate to do is after the meeting and say, hey, this was an idea I had. I just didn't want to interrupt the meeting. Sometimes I walk into a work meeting, my boss listens to me and said, Brent, you cannot say one word or you're gonna go outside. And you know what I do? I don't say nothing the whole time. Because if your boss says something, you should do what he or she is asking you to do.
Yeah, I agree. What new insight or aha moment did you guys have, if any, from the video?
I didn't watch the video, but I won't say like DLRD was scary. I didn't realize, when I went into that, I didn't realize there would be so many people. I mean, there were people on the top of the dome. So
There-
they calmed me down and said, Brent, you're going to do awesome. You need to do this. I'm like, man, can someone else read this? And said, no, it's your time, Brent. It's your time.
Yeah.
Don't worry though, you're going to do great. And I did amazing. So,
You did, yeah, you did really well on that. What are, maybe for some other folks too, what were some of the insights or aha moments from the videos that you watched?
I think Shannon had her hand up, right? Yeah, Shannon. Oh, you're muted.
Let's see. There you go, Shannon.
What do you mean by insights? So, what did you learn? What did you take away? Something I learned was that to put your phone on silent or shut it off so it doesn't interrupt or go off during a meeting. Definitely. I think a lot of people don't even think about the device.
That's what I was gonna say too. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't that their devices end up being a distraction, but they definitely do.
And then Kasha put in the chat, I liked how, not using your phone and only talking when you're supposed to.
Yeah, definitely. So what thing the most critical to keep in mind?
Really for me, Leanna has to reel me in sometimes. We've had several side conversations. She said, "Boy, you talk too much today. Boy, you did this wrong." Or, you need, in the meeting, it's very important to be very professional in the meeting. You need to be the best you can be. And I've learned that I don't have to overtalk the meeting. Let the meeting just organic flow with it.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon.
Shannon, go ahead.
I know I said this earlier, but something that to keep in mind is be early.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like talking from someone who uses a mobility aid, I think that's really important because we end up, at least for me, we can end up making a lot of noise. If we sit down or get to the point we need to, not meaningly, but in the kind of an added disability perk, not really. So being early definitely helps with that. Did anyone else have anything that they kind of keep in mind from the video?
I don't see anything else in the chat, Anna, or hands.
Okay, we can move on to the next item. So now we're gonna play a middle name non-competitive memory on how to conduct yourself in meeting memory. So who would I? Oh man, that's because you're saying a different website. That's why. All right, now we can see your screen. Well.
It's always good to check. All right, let me try this. All right. Are you seeing it, Anna?
Yep, we're good.
Okay.
So who would I promote her?
Well, do you want to make sure that everyone is familiar with Jeopardy and how to do it?
Yeah, I do. I know how to do it.
But then we mute ourselves.
I'm good.
Okay, Molly knows.
Does everyone else know? Brent know?
Yes, I know how to do it.
Okay.
Kasha knows how.
Little bit.
Okay, a little bit. Would you like me to go over with Shannon or you can pick it up?
I think I can pick it up. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So who would like to move her?
Me,
Brent?
Brent, yep.
meeting etiquette 500.
Meeting etiquette for 500. All right.
Okay. I know the answer to every question, and I have a comment about almost everything that comes up. What should you do?
I think what you should do is keep a notebook and a pen, and as you're having those thoughts, you write them down on a piece of paper, and then after you're done, you turn it into your boss or whoever to not interrupt the meeting. It's not just you and the meeting, it's everyone else, and you got to respect everybody's time.
Definitely.
Do you want me to reveal the answer too, Anna?
Yep. Be really aware how much you're talking. Maybe more to you are always willing to let two people talk before you raise your hand or provide input if no one is commenting. You can take that. But I also like the notebook idea, Brent.
Me too.
And then another thing you can do is hand those piece of paper to the presenter at the end, because some people will say if you have more lessons, like for example today at my conference, the room monitor will say, hey, if you have more lessons, I'm sure Anna might hang around for a few minutes at the end, so that might be a good place to hand in your piece of paper too.
Awesome. Good job, Brent. Who would like to go next?
No, I go next because I got it right.
Anna, how would you like to do it?
So I'll tell you what Brent let somebody else know, and then if we have more time at the end, we can do
That sounds fair to me.
Okay.
I'll do post meeting for 100.
What can you do when the meeting ends?
Was that Shannon? You're muted if you're, or
That
who?
was Molly, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry, Molly.
That's fine.
What can you do when the meeting ends?
Ask questions? I don't know.
And I just let someone new in the
Yep.
room.
Danny, yep. Okay,
Yeah.
you want to
Yep.
read them? Yeah. Wait until the room here to read 1 minute on your phone. Next, I wanted to address this and welcome Danny, by the way. I wanted to address this because I see a lot of people when the presenter was talking, they immediately lit up and were wandering or maybe the room. And I personally, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but that's a minute, or can come off at a minute. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I would say definitely at least wait until maybe here a minute. Me.
Yeah, I agree, Anna. I think that if you watch, and sometimes I've been in meetings where a presenter has ended, and I'm glad I kind of stayed put because someone else got up and made an announcement. And so it's always safe when like a few people get up and move, then I can go.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Hey, Danny. Danny's with Clark County Board of Services as well, just so you guys know. He's with my company.
Okay. Perfect. So
No.
I'm a new person that this morning we're playing a little bit. Welcome. First of all, I'm happy you're here. But we all playing a little bit. How to conduct yourself in meeting jeopardy. So we are taking turns answering questions. So welcome.
Yeah.
So who would like to go now?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Would you like Kasha?
Meeting prep for 200.
Meeting prep for 200. There you go.
You have a Zoom meeting and you want to use handy at the background. Is it accepted?
I'd say no because it's not relevant to the meeting and it might It distracts them.
Man, you want to be real? Yep, you are completely right. Because I consider I'm the president of advocacy group, and one of our members, my youth, we just moved back around, and they're very disgusting. Next person. Oh, and next person, I'm sorry.
I will go next.
Boy,
Me-
you already met somebody else here, and then we'll go pass it around, please.
Yeah, I think Danny and Molly haven't had a chance to go if they want to.
Danny and Shannon, I think.
Oh, Shannon, I'm
I'm
sorry. Shannon, do you want to go?
Yes.
Okay.
I will take meeting prep for 500.
You have how about you have another meeting appointment family matter during that meeting time? What do you do?
I would try my best to stay in the meeting that I'm already in. But if it goes over and it's crunch time and like I'm getting phone calls asking where I am, I would politely get up to where no one would see me, but afterwards I would call or email that person that I was in the meeting prior and explain to them what happened, why I had to leave.
Definitely, that's a really good answer. Okay. With my meantime, possible that the presenter of the meeting know you, who they can help your act. This would be how they would be able to know that you were coming. In case of emergency, let them know as soon as you can, and we can explain the scenario and empower your action. But don't over explain. But I also like your other answer than me. I never thought of what happened if it happened in the meeting. So that's good conversation to add to. Thank you, Shannon.
Hey, Anna, this is Leanne. I was just, when we were talking about this question, prepping for the meeting, one of the things I think is important that I tend to do and everyone does is that you don't need to over explain or give too much detail, because a lot of times if there's an emergency, there's a good chance that it's private. It might have to do with medical or family things. And even in a work situation, you say, I have an emergency family matter, or I have an emergency personal matter that pulls me away, but don't feel the need to share details that really aren't anyone's business or that you're not comfortable sharing.
Definitely, I agree. Danny, you want to move? You don't have to, but when I offer.
There he is. Danny, did you want to pick a square?
I'm taking the first one.
The first one, meeting prep for 100.
Yep.
We have a big presentation tomorrow. What did you wear? would you like me to reread that, Danny? Or man? And
Danny, do you want us to say that again?
You what?
So the square says that Ashley has a big presentation tomorrow. What should she wear? So what should she wear if she's got a presentation?
You should wear blue.
Or it could be for you could change the name. It can be a Daniel if you want to think more about maybe what a male would wear.
It would be wearing blue.
Did I hear wearing blue?
yep.
Yep.
Remember, who do dress top and pants or dress and I think this is really good because what you're a male dress a dress shirt and happy women I wouldn't wear my I wouldn't wear my a workout outfit or pet pants or mean and that mean that with how over dress code I'm is what I'm saying. Anything to add to that, Leanne?
No, I think that's great. I always think when in doubt, if sometimes you might not know the dress code, always dress one level fancier than you think. So if you think, you know what, it's probably casual and I can wear jeans and a t-shirt and I'm presenting, I would notch it up one belt and wear maybe a nicer shirt. Because you're never going to be embarrassed for being a little overdressed, but you might feel that way if you're underdressed.
Definitely. Welcome, Molly. We're playing a little bit how to conduct yourself in the meeting jeopardy.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell?
Yeah, I just had to change from my iPad to my cell phone. My
Oh.
iPad would not want to charge.
Awesome. I didn't realize it was.
So I had to change it. I'm like, my phone's gonna die.
So, Brett, I know you wanted to know pass it round. We have a minute of time.
Can I get meeting etiquette for 100?
Yeah. You could have hide conversation with your head. True or false?
I'm gonna guess on this one. True.
False.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
You could not have hide conversation when the president is talking or when anyone is talking about the meeting. But however, it's not a presentation and you're on a break, having conversations are completely okay. But not doing the presentation. Who would like to go next for a second round?
I would
Okay.
mean prep 400.
You don't know what is going to be the at this meeting. What do you do?
The first thing I would do would ask for the agenda, if there was an agenda on paper. And second thing I would do is ask my boss before the meeting starts, hey, what are we gonna go over? Stuff like that. That's what I would do.
Yeah, definitely. Man, you wanna have an answer? Content the meeting we held and after amendment, so you can prepare right on the money, Brent. Then does anyone else wanna pick another one? Yeah, Shannon, go ahead.
I will do the last row. I cannot read it, but I will do the last row for 200.
Okay, you did a minute for 200.
Use it
Man.
or lose it for 200. There we go.
There are these are the organizations that I am involved with. So here you and the back row is to kind of get you thinking about how you can get involved with leadership or advocacy opportunity.
Okay. The way I think people or I myself can get into leadership or advocacy is if they know, if the person who wants to be an advocate knows somebody who is an advocate already, they can email the person and schedule a Zoom meeting to see what the person who wants to become an advocate, what they have in mind and what their dreams are and what their mission would be. So my answer is email the person who's already an advocate and schedule a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, definitely. And Shannon, I know one organization that you might be able to reach out to that you talk about all the time, the D-Man Foundation.
Yes, thank you, Anna. Yes, I wasn't going to mention it on here, but yes.
Yeah. So who wants to go now?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Use it or lose it for 300.
Okay. I have been on a committee for a long time, over a year, and been thinking about serving in a leadership role. What is that committee?
I currently just started one search group for people with physical disabilities, and I've also been doing advocacy stuff for the state of Nebraska, and I volunteer at a preschool, so I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know. You were telling me about it on the email, and that email made my day. But
Can I
Wait
add
a second.
to that, Leanne?
Hang on just a second, Brent.
no,
Sorry, Anna, go ahead.
no, awesome point. I mean, that more.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So cool, Tasha. Thanks for sharing. Brent, did you have a question related to the game?
I was actually going to piggyback on that because I came to that point in my life, you know, I was with the Good Life group and I was trying to become president because I was so stuck on Trump being late, and sometimes we've got to realize that we're not ready for that position yet. You got to work on the skills. You've got to do the work to get to those leadership goals. And that's what I did. You know, I stepped back and Leanne told me, hey, you are a good advocate, but you're not there yet. You need to get there before Leanne, remember that conversation?
Yeah, you're dead on. We just talked about kind of how you navigate if you think you're in a group and you want to serve in leadership. You're exactly right.
Another example she gave me is like start your own project, do like your own thing, and really stand out. Like I've been there by the homeless issue that was in Springfield, and I came up with an idea where we would build a hotel for homeless people. So
That's a
they
really
would have,
good, I think that's a really good example. Definitely, like, if you don't see an opportunity in the group you're in, that you can start thinking about building a project of your own. That's super good. Who is next in the roundup? Anna for selecting their second square.
Danny.
Danny, do you want to select a square? Another one? All right, we'll come back to Danny. Who has not done? Is Shannon? Have you done a second one? I think you did. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, Anna, what if to wrap it up, we just went through the use it or lose it because
That sounds good.
kind of you came up with some great prompts. So I'll start with 100.
This is a meeting that I have always wanted to participate in, but never have.
And maybe each person can think of something, a meeting. And do you want me to just call on people in the order they're on my screen?
That one.
So Shannon, is there you kind of shared it last time, but are there any groups or meetings you'd want to participate in, but you haven't?
Yes, I am very religious, and I would like to be more involved with church.
Cool. That's definitely a good place.
Like whether it's the kids ministry, the worship team, the behind the scenes, the whatever it may be. I have a heart for people, so that's what I would do.
Hey, Anna, can I jab in a question and see if maybe Shannon, I'm picking on you. So maybe maybe a how, like what would be your next step if that's something you want to do?
You are putting me on the spot, but that is okay.
You can also think about it. Maybe if you're like, if an appropriate answer is okay, I'll think about that.
I think I have and again maybe I would, instead of telling the pastors in person for everybody to listen, maybe I would explain to them my needs, my limitations, and I would email them saying, this is what I want to do. Is there a spot that would be best for me? Is there somebody that could show me the ropes for a couple weeks? So again, I wouldn't ask them in person, because I'm not the type of person who likes to I'm not the type of person that is okay with being put on the spot. So this is out of my comfort zone, but yes, I would email them.
I truly am sorry. I did put you on the spot, but that was I'll let Anna take over.
Say something on this
Here,
one?
Brent, let me let Anna respond really quick.
No
And
big deal at all. It's fine.
Okay.
And so to add to what Hannah was saying, I think it's a really taking some personal healing. I think it's a really good idea if you want to get involved with a play but don't know where you would best fit in. Definitely email them. For example, I wanted to volunteer at my East High Assistant Therapy Board, but I can't clean up horse manure, or I also can't sidewalk, but I knew I could welcome people. So I emailed them and I said, hey, I have cerebral palsy. I really might be a participant at your board, and I would like to be a volunteer. However, none of your volunteer permissions apply to my need. Could I be a welcome person? And they were like, absolutely. So I definitely would say don't rule out organizations, even if they don't have a description that would identify with your need.
That's really,
Hey.
and Anna, Molly put in the chat that she would love to be with veterans.
Hey, I got something to say. So I've been taking this camera class, you know, and I want to like teach photography, right? So I'm like, I go to the teacher, he sees that I have the photography skills and everything like that. He's like, we will make you a volunteer, and then one day you can teach a class. So that is an example. When you want to be a part of something, you need to ask questions, dig deep, get involved with the organization before you try to become a leader or be a part of it for a little bit before you jump into it.
Absolutely, Brent. Thank you for that insight.
Oops, hang on.
Well,
Hang on. There we go.
I have been.
Oh, we did this one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
There we go.
Have been really important to me that may take a minute or more people to a apartment.
No, next one. It's basically you, Anna, and Leanne, and then we could start something. But we all know that Leanne don't have the time, or Anna don't have the time, But I think, if you put the right people together, you can really make something go. You just got to have the right leadership and play to make something happen. It just doesn't happen if you don't have the right people who are serious about this. You got to find the right people, and don't just pick anyone. Pick the right people. Sorry.
And I would say too, Brent, I'd be careful about just saying blanket that we don't have enough time. I think, but you answered what I was going to say is you just want to make sure that it's people that are perfectly aligned with your project, the right people that you need at the table. So I think that's a good point. Anna, did you want to say anything else? Sorry, I jumped in there.
Definitely, I would say running an advocacy bill. Pay more people. Taking some personal experience. But that's it. Anyone else? No?
I don't see anyone else.
Alright.
All right. All right, one more. Free square. What can you think of?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe a good question is, since it's wrapping up Jeopardy, maybe what's something that people took away from Jeopardy or something that made you think?
That I'm asking what I was gonna say. What did you take away from the method? I mean, how to conduct yourself in meeting memory.
I took away like how you should like act in meetings and what you should and shouldn't do, because the way you act in meetings and the things that you do and not do really kind of tell people if you're serious about the meeting or not, and if you really care about the subject and are interested in it. Because if you're not, then people are probably gonna assume that you don't really want to be there.
Yeah, and I definitely no, yeah, I can tell when people in my audience when I'm presenting don't want to be there, and it's a really bad feeling as a presenter too, and probably the person who's acting like it too. So I definitely agree with that statement. Any other mathing for before we move on?
Taking with you like a notebook to keep track of like questions, something that you want to ask for afterwards.
Definitely.
Kind of what
I don't
I
think about
said
that.
earlier.
Oh, hang on, Brent. Sorry, Molly, what were you saying?
Sometimes I don't think about that. Like when I'm going to meetings, like I don't think about taking a notebook or something to write down questions or. So that's a good thought. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And I want people to back on that. You would also take the notebook for like when someone says something interesting, you can write it down so you can later on you can be like, okay, they said this. Okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Definitely, Brent. Oh my god. Yeah, I 100% agree. Anyone else? Yeah, Shannon.
Oh, I have nothing to say. I was just wiping my eyes. They were
Oh.
itchy. Sorry.
Okay, no worries at all. Anyone else? No? Okay. Me and Miss what next? What is anyone have happened? So our next meeting is the first one. Anyone have any questions about the top about me and you know we can see your scene.
Sorry, I'm trying to get to, I was trying to get to the link to put in the chat. I'm gonna stop share so I can do that while you're talking.
No worries. Does anyone have any questions? We made into what we talked about tonight.
And just a couple comments about conducting yourself. You really, when you walk into a meeting, you really try to keep your ears open and your mouth shut as much as you can, and then take in all the information as you can. If there's something you don't agree with, don't just roll it out. Wait for the appropriate time to, say it. Address it. Just being professional. I know this because I do meetings all the time. So
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say.
Hey, you Brent. Anyone have any? Yeah, Shannon.
I don't know if this makes sense or not, but I'm gonna try to make it make sense. Make sure before meetings that you do if you need to use the restroom, get a drink, like those things. That way you don't have to interrupt and like if it's on Zoom or even in person, regardless if it's on Zoom or in person, you should always be respectful, and you should always get things. You should always get medical things done, or if you're thirsty, done prior to meetings.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna move on to what is next. So next meeting is on the third Wednesday at 5:30 again. But the difference between that and this one will be it's going to be a monthly session to see how you are doing with the whole training series. So if you haven't watched all the videos that go along with the training, I highly recommend that you do. And if you are new here and didn't sign up for the previous training, feel free to email me and I can let you know video link so that you can rewatch the ones that you were not participating in. Me and anything. Oh, and the website to sign up for future training is in the chat. Me and anything to add.
No, I think you covered it. I did put the link in the chat, so you can reserve the time and just tell your groups or other people who might be interested in this. And there's never a too late time to jump in and learn some stuff. And then I think Anna's intention for May is just what she said, like a check-in. So maybe Anna, is it correct to say, maybe think if there's some things you learned today that you want to try over the next month, and then talk with Anna about how it went or get some, feedback. Would that be the right structure for May, Anna?
Yeah, and I would definitely, it doesn't even have to apply only today. If you want to know and we want the video more and the webinar more, feel free to do that. And me and Leanne will answer any questions or have any discussion we made into the video in May with you.